So this is our 2016 Volkswagen GTI. This is actually Melanie's daily driver, and today we're gonna be modifying it for her just a little bit. Actually, this will be the first major modification on this car. We've done a couple small things in the past, fixed some stuff, threw an AWE exhaust on here, but today we're finally tuning this thing and getting an intake on it. So on the table behind me here, we've got Cobb's intake with their access port. This car is a DSG, but we didn't feel a need to tune the DSG quite yet. It feels, honestly, in stock form, it feels totally fine with the stock tune that's on there. So the intake's gonna do a couple things. When I had this old intake on my Golf R for a little while. I also had their stage 1 tune on there, and I will say that car felt, for the mods and the tune alone, it definitely woke the car up quite a bit. So this should make a decent difference on these things. The GTIs and the Golf Rs, it's like doing a cheat mode whenever you go to tune them and throw an intake on these things, and once you do a downpipe, it really starts waking them up a little bit more. So on the table is our entire intake system. We've got our bag of hardware, knobs, buttons, things like that. No buttons, but you know what I mean. Our intake tube that's gonna go from the turbo to the actual air filter. A little bit of sealing stuff. Coupler, our Snorkel trumpet looking dealio for our filter that's going to go through our box. We've got our air box that's going to direct air into the actual box, our box lid, and then our access port. So we snagged all this stuff from Rally Sport Direct. If you guys are looking for any parts for your cars, Volkswagens, Subarus, Evos, things like that, definitely use our discount code Smeedia over there. It'll save you 10% on your order on qualifying parts. So huge shout out to our guys over there. I'll link these parts down below for you guys as well if you're looking for this stuff for your GTI or Golf R. It'll work for the MQ7. So to get out our stock intake here, we've got this little shrouding piece that we're gonna have to slide out. This is a coolant line that we are going to have to just kind of get out of our way. Stock air box, stock tube going down to our turbo, right back down there. So this really shouldn't be too bad. I've done this before on my Golf R, so let's see if I can remember how to do this without having to pull up instructions. If I gotta pull up the instructions, so be it. And then our coolant line here should come up and out.
Okay, goodbye, Snorkel. What? Is it going back in the car?
No.
Okay, so goodbye, Snorkel is the right thing to say.
We've got this little like PCV hose dealio there. Tuck that guy out of here. I think this just like twist. Yeah, it does. Okay, that guy just twists up and out. I remember when I was trying to do this on the Golf R, there's like rubber feet that are hiding inside of the air box that we're gonna have to get. You're never gonna not want an intake. You're always gonna want an intake now. So there's that one clamp that's holding this guy to the air box. Volkswagen clamps kind of scare me. Oh, look at your air filter, Mel.
Whoa.
Very orange. Did we put that in there at some point?
I think so.
That's thick. Ooh, that's dirty. Okay, so there's a little foot guy there. There's one there. I want to say that we just kind of pull up on it. Just like that. No, we do. Pull up on it. Look at that. Look at all that room. The worm gear. Why is every worm gear in the world always installed in the hardest to reach spot? It's literally upside down on the bottom side of the turbo. I want names. I want names of people who do this. There's a special place in hell for people who do that. You have to spin a little bit. I also have to be careful because I'm like right on this injector wiring, and your engine is quite hot. Maybe if I didn't rev it. Tube. There it is. First thing that Cobb tells us to do is get our snorkel body, is I guess what they call it, installed. So it's got actually a handful of screw spots, but we're only gonna be putting 3 of them in to start with. Because I know you've been wanting to modify your car, but
I mean, just a little.
Melanie's been doing really good, saving and putting money away and paying off her debts and whatnot. So this is like a reward to her.
It's like a reward.
It's like a reward. She gets an intake and an access port. We've got these holes here, which are gonna line up under there. They said start by like, I'm gonna try sliding it in from like over here. I'm seeing if I can get it in. There's this coolant line that's gotta go up and over it, and then, yeah, that was way easier than I was thinking it would be. Okay, there we go.
Amazing.
There's one, now I gotta do the other side. Come on, watch out. You're gonna get stepped on, honey.
Hey, come here. Good girl. Oh, okay, goodbye.
Cut a piece of trim to about 12 inches. You ready to see this?
Yeah,
12 inches?
12 inches.
Is that 12 inches? That's 12 inches, right? That guy right there. So I drive the GTI also on a regular basis, and don't get me wrong, it's actually one of my favorite cars that we have. It's DSG, it's easy to drive, it's fun to drive, it's quick, but it misses the standard for like a car enthusiast car right now because it doesn't make whooshy noises.
Like 90% of it on.
We did get both of the grommets in. You did it.
I did it.
Now we need to toss this guy in. You want me to do it or you want to do it?
I'll do it.
All right, we gotta put this on like that, so that way you're gonna be able to reach that and tighten that down. And then that is gonna go back here on that guy.
This way?
Yeah. Look at you working on your own car. Look at you.
You act like I've never worked on my own car before.
No, that's not what I'm saying. But like you're like modifying it now.
Okay. Okie dokie. It is on.
You're gonna have to get that guy on.
On the bottom?
Yeah, see that? So there's this little line here, which I can just snake this guy in real quick. This is like a PCV breather hose, and then down here on the bottom, we've got that fitting that I put on here, so that guy's on right there. That little 1/8. And then this guy, this is the one that it's like,
You're gonna have to,
yeah, it's like this one used to be like
noodle it.
bent like this. I just didn't want to. Now place the airbox in the car. Make sure that the stock grommet mounts go through the hole cutouts in the base of the box, and the airbox inlet goes towards the snorkel outlet. I'm gonna try going like this. I feel like this is... How do you expect me to do this? Let's just put that right there for it.
I think we need to take this piece off.
Why did they have us put that piece in?
Okay, so Tanner had to step out for a second, so I'm trying to just do this myself. Hi, Tanner. Hi, editing Tanner. So I pushed this tube through here. Now I just have to somehow get the airbox in flat. I pulled this back up so I could get the connectors connected, but now the airbox isn't flat anymore. So this is not impeding it at all. That has all the room in the world to move. This side looks like, this side's pretty much flat. It kind of does feel like maybe it's this hose, the like bigger clip underneath that it's stuck on, but there is room for it to wiggle as well. Okay, so I think I got it in. I just had to like push this hose through and then connect everything up and then kind of shove this hose back a little bit. So it's not the same shape it was straight out of the box, but I think that's flat. It's not really anywhere else it can go. So we'll wait for Tanner to come back and see if maybe I did it. Hopefully I did it.
Melanie took over and it looks like she has pretty much got everything where it needs to go. So I'm just checking to make sure air pump connection is on, which it is, as well as the 1/8 hose. So, hey, you don't need me. You're an independent woman who don't need no man. No man. No man.
I had to pull this back up and then I pushed the hose through here and then I connected both of the connectors because the hoses are at different angles, so they're kind of jutting out, hitting into here. And so I had to like twist them, connect here, which is why this is kind of bent right here, and then kind of pull this part up as I pushed it back in. So it was just a lot of like finagling it.
You did it.
Moving it around. This was the only hard part because the box was sitting kind of far this way.
Yeah.
So I had to like kind of pull it over and shove. I scratched the hell out of down here though.
That's fine.
But I mean, no one sees that, I guess, but me.
No,
but
because you got.
I'll know it's there.
There's
it's a
these
labor of
holes.
love.
There's these holes right here, and then this guy, is gonna have to, this thing's gonna have to come up somehow. There it goes. Yeah, because this is gonna bolt right there.
Okay.
So that'll come. That'll
Oh, so I did it?
You did do it. Take 4 M6 flange bolts and thread them into the PEM nuts. The PEM nuts. PEM nuts. Note the hardware depicted in this step are incorrect. You should have fancier hardware. What? To ease installation, remove the wiper reservoir by popping it out of the hole. What am I installing right now, Cobb? That guy right there. This one, and that one. The other hardware is physically too small for this, so it's gotta be these. Let go of that. I'm so proud that you just started going to town and filming as I left. I'm so proud.
Well, I felt bad because I was doing it without filming.
Oh no.
I was like, because I didn't think it was gonna work. And so I was like, I'll kind of mess with it.
You gotta film everything. I am so excited for you to have whooshy car noises now. I mean, I can't really move.
Yeah.
If any Volkswagen owners out there want stew noises, your diverter valve, if you just unplug that electrical connector right there, you'll get a check engine light, but it's Volkswagen. But you'll get the stew noises. It's because the internet thinks that Volkswagens get check engine lights a lot, which this car's actually never given us, which is
That's a lie, it has.
This car's given us a check engine light?
When we first got it and there was the switch was broken.
Oh, the micro switch.
That we had to do the TSB
yeah,
for.
yeah, that's right.
And it used to randomly tell me that there was an issue and I needed to pull over and turn the car off immediately.
Yeah. Oh, you know what'll be cool though? Your access port, if you ever get a check engine light, you can just use the access port to scan the code.
Oh,
and clear the code.
Lovely.
That's one thing that I like about access ports a lot. Look at that. That looks pretty good.
Blanket to protect it from all the water.
I'll take you. Thank you.
Out of your box here. There's going to be a cable in one of these.
Yeah.
Micro USB cable. You're going to plug it into the computer. It's going to power on the access port, and then once it connects, you might have to hit connect right here. You'll go to updates and then hit update. Now we're going to come right here and plug her in. The big circle button is okay. The back button is, or that little side button is back, and then these are up and down.
Okay.
So we're gonna go down to stage 1, 92 because, or 91 because we don't have 93 gas. So stage 1 is just the intake.
Is it okay that right now there's like 87 gas in it though?
It'll be okay.
Okay.
Oh! Oh! 0%.
Oh,
Transmission faulty.
Don't mess with anything because don't touch any buttons. Don't do anything. It's flashing everything.
Excuse me, my transmission is not faulty.
That is the scariest little gear symbol. I've never seen that symbol on this car before. Oh, God, it's gone. All these rest I've seen at least at one point in my life, but that one, never.
100.
Whoa.
Please turn ignition key to the off position.
Turn ignition key to on position and immediately press OK.
So,
wait,
please
what?
turn ignition key to the off position. Okay, turn off, turn on, and then press OK. Okay, now turn the key to the off position. Now we wait 15 seconds. The access port will now detect if the vehicle has an unsupported transmission module. Skipping this operation will not interfere with the ECU installation. The gas, anything. After you drive the car a little bit, it kicks off the air lights, so I'm gonna go drive it around out here a little bit, see if I can get these lights to turn off. We'll come in and turn the car off, we can turn it back on. I can also pull up warnings and whatnot on the access port, so we'll see what's fine. All the lights turned off.
Oh, good.
I'm gonna do a couple little intake sounds good. And it's noticeably quicker.
Okay. it's not so laggy. Like when I hit the gas, like it just goes.
Yeah, unlike before where you'd hit the gas and it would like take a minute.
It wouldn't take a minute. It just felt like it was like pulling more weight, like it was having a little bit of a harder time.
Yeah.
And now it just feels like it wants to go.
And for this thing just having an intake, I will say, they pick up quite a bit of spunk from just a flash and an intake. Now I know some people say the Cobb tunes aren't the best for these cars. It's all right, we're gonna end up getting the car retuned soon anyways, so I'm not stressing it too much. Jeez. Car's tuned to 24 PSI right now, and I will say, it gets down, dude. For any Volkswagen owners out there, would you suggest tuning the DSG? Like, does it actually make a significant difference in how the car drives? Because right now I feel like the DSG is just, it just goes. I don't feel like it needs to be tuned. Does it change the shift point? Does it just change how hard it shifts? That is one thing I'm curious about, is like what actually changes when you tune the DSG. But for like daily, dude, these, I will say, GTIs get a lot of hate online, but I will say these are actually, they're really good cars for the DSG models. I'm not a huge fan of the manual transmission ones, especially for my old one, but for an automatic, this is like top tier for an automatic that I personally would own. The DSG just, it boogies. Definitely gives a lot more induction noise too, which is exactly what we want. We all want the induction noise out of these things. That looks like Poindexter right now, damn. So that's all I got for you guys on this one. GTI is, honestly, it's a blast to drive. Flashing the car, adding the intake to it definitely gave it the extra spunk that I felt like the car needed. We've had this car for like 2 years. We haven't really done much to it. It's Melanie's daily driver. We use it to move a lot of stuff around right now because I don't have a truck, but that actually might be changing soon. But I'm trying to convince her on a downpipe next, and then hopefully we can just kind of keep pushing the envelope with the GTI. We'll see. This is her daily driver, so where she wants to stop and where she feels comfortable with it is where we will go, but it is her car. I know we were talking about lowering it a little bit, putting some wheels on it, maybe wrapping it soon, just kind of doing like a basic build on the GTI, maybe doing like front mount intercooler or things like that, or a bigger, I think these come with side intercoolers actually, so maybe a front mount intercooler, things of that nature. So for now, the GTI is a riot. The intake and the access port load really turned this car up. I am super curious about tuning the DSG, so if anybody has any suggestions, like, is it actually worth tuning the DSG? That's my main question to you guys. If it is worth tuning, maybe we will tune the DSG and play with it a little bit more like that. But for now, like I said, that's all we got on this car. So with completing the GTI, or just doing the little mods that we had sitting around for the GTI, finishing the 07, the 17 STI is wrapped up. I am now at a point where I can give my undivided attention to the RX-7, so I'm going to be turning that RX-7 into a SEMA quality car. So we're going to tear that thing completely back apart, do it all right, and get that car to 100%. So RX-7 build series will be starting in a day or two, so I'm big hyped for that. But with that, that is all I've got for you guys on this one. If you like the video, you know what to do. Go and hit that like button, turn it black, blue, green, yellow, purple, silver, slide, and whatever color it turns for you. And if you're not already subscribed to the channel and you want to be, I'll put it in one of these corners. No idea which one quite yet. But with that, I will catch you guys in the next one. So peace out, homies. Woo!